we're going to discuss window pruning that is being used in the Afourer pruning trial. There are a number of variations and interpretations of window pruning, so I'll be describing two variations so you can help understand the pruning treatment in context. The first pruning treatment I'll describe is positional window pruning, which is not used in the trial, and the second one is window layering pruning, which is used in the trial. The aim of window positional pruning is to cut windows in the canopy all around the tree, making the tree look a bit like Swiss cheese. Now, there's not too much thought in the branches that are chosen. There's not too much thought about the structure of the limbs and such forth that's inside of the tree. It's just taking a quick look at the tree from the outside. Often it's selecting the most protruding branch as a way to also limit access, going in, chopping it out, moving around to another position of the tree, and then taking another branch out. And you could also take some branches out in the upper canopy also. This branch was sticking out well, so I just quickly went in, grabbed, pulled it out. This one looks like to be quite long. I'll just, there we go, I've taken that one out. Perhaps one up in the top of the tree. Well, there's an easily accessible water chute here. So I've just taken out this water chute here at the top of the tree. So I've created a few holes around the tree. I probably would take another one up here. I'll cause another gap up here. There we go, and that's about it. Since window positional pruning is trying to minimize the time spent on the tree, the inside of the tree often gets a little bit neglected. However, there are many variants of window pruning, as I discussed, and of course you can go heavier, take a bit more time inside the tree. It's really up to the pruner on how much they take out. Window layering is a bit more intensive than just window positional pruning. With window layering pruning, we are focusing on the tree structure in trying to get it in the best possible shape so it and its branches and shoots have the maximum efficiency of light harvesting so they can produce the best quality and the best volume of fruit. Now, the principles used in this window layering treatment are the principles that were taught for many years by Dr. Andrew Krajewski, one of the world-leading citrus production and pruning technologists. Andy coined the phrase, simplify the plumbing. And as in irrigation, you have main lines, then laterals, then going off into the irrigation lines. You don't have two main lines right beside each other, servicing each other. Things are spread out evenly. The same in structural pruning of citrus. You have to simplify the plumbing. And Andy often used this analogy of just spacing out the branches, pruning and just taking out the clutter and giving nicely evenly spaced tree limbs. These trees had not been pruned for a number of years, and there are probably numerous branches and limbs that need to be removed. Now, we're not going to do all this in 1 year. It'd just be too much of a stress on the tree and too much of a shock on the tree. We are going to take it in stages. Now, most people try and go into the center of the tree and start pruning it out. However, in this window layering, we're first going to do around the sides of the tree. The reasoning behind that is that we're first going to try and gain some windows into the tree to try and get some regrowth on those inner limbs. And secondly, we're going to try and get some access in the tree. So in the following year, we'll have a pathway so then we can start pruning the center of the tree. Now, the first big offender here is this shoot here that's going straight up. That's actually a water chute. And what that is obviously suppressing any chance of any growth occurring down here. There are some shoots here, but they haven't got too much light coming to them. The next problem here is you can see this top branch up here and this bottom branch down here. Now, there is a gap, but it's probably not enough of a gap, and probably what I will do as a precautionary method, I will go and cut it here. I've just taken a few steps sideways, and you can see this limb here. Probably of course, it's a water chute that goes up here, goes around, and actually has still some fruit on it left behind because the picker couldn't get access into the tree. Swings around and continues on to the other side of the tree over there. Of course, this is a very undesirable branch. Crisscrossing branches, they just cause all sorts of access issues, so we'll definitely be removing this, this crisscrossing branch. So these are the numbers and the types of branches I pulled out just from this side of the tree. There's been at least 8 or more cuts just on this side only, and this is the result of the let's get that one out of the way. This is the result, and what you can see here is now a layering. You can see we've selected this branch up here. That's going to be one layer, that's going to be upper canopy. Then we're going to keep this nice strong limb as the lower canopy branch for now, and as we move aside we're going to try and reactivate one of these. And here is a classic example of 2 side-by-side limbs. You see one going along here, the other one going along there. Definitely they're too close to each other. We don't need 2 limbs or these large branches so close together. So I'm going to take one away. This is a window layering tree that was pruned 1 year ago, and you can see there's this layer that we've left behind here, this limb here. We do have some shoot growth along the limbs here. In fact, we've got some fruit there already, fruit producing along this lower layer limb here. They're definitely not water shoots, so that's good. That's what we want to see. And you can see another good layer here that I produced the gap here, and again we've got some fruiting starting to start on this limb here. Now, as I said last time, we left behind the tops of the tree, and you can see there's an enormous amount of growth in the centre of the tree. So now I'm going to go to this tree and try and take out a number of those centre limbs. I may not take all of them out, but I will take some of them out. So I believe that I've pruned this tree definitely enough, and I was taking out a lot of this type of water shoot growth, from reasonable sized water shoots up to just swinging the chainsaw and just trimming off a lot of these type of water shoots that were in clumps. So various water shoots that I've removed, and it has taken me about 4 to 5 minutes to prune this tree. And of course it was a lot easier because I created the access last year. I was easily able to walk into the tree and walk into different parts, so that was great. But what obviously took me out of time was the number of these water shoots that I had to prune away. And secondly, I was doing surgical cuts, so I was trying as best as possible to target the shoot or the water shoots that I didn't want to be and keep the shoots or the more shorter, medium vigor shoots remaining behind to start to produce a better canopy. There's a significant opening here now, all the way through the tree, all around the tree, with some major cuts. And of course this is going to produce water shoots. Without doubt there will be some vigorous regrowth occurring here. And this is where the 2 treatments of window layering will be experimented upon. So in one treatment I'll just be pruning back everything, or keeping maintenance pruning just once a year in spring, and then as this one. And then in the second treatment, the window layering treatment, I will be coming back and pruning out the new water shoots around the April time. So imagine there's going to be water shoots here. So I will be coming back around April and just pruning out all those new water shoots out in the current season. The concept of removing these water shoots in favour of encouraging this more medium vigour type of growth is from Dean Morris, a very progressive and innovative grower from the Riverina, and the project wishes to acknowledge and thank him for his past and ongoing support.